Howdy ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Okay, this is try number 12. I knew I'd figure it out. I knew I would. It just took me a minute. Okay, so today, I feel like that little boy on, I think he's on YouTube. He's a little British boy. He is just cute as a bug in a rug. And he says, today we are going to make, and it's he and his daddy, and they're cooking together. I adore them. I watch them all the time. And the only thing I think I've seen him make that he doesn't like is some type of broccoli dish. And he put it in his mouth and he spit it out. And I swear to goodness, I about spit my coffee out all over my chair. Because that's just how adorable he is. That's the only thing I've ever seen him make with his daddy that he didn't like. So if you haven't seen him, you have to watch him because he's a little red-haired kid. Oh my gosh, he's so stinking cute. Okay, anyhow, what I thought we would do today is, if you remember back when we made our journal, you know, a couple of videos back, I told you that I left room in between all the signatures here that, you know, if we decided to, we could add other signatures in between these. Well, guess what? We're going to add something fun between number 1 and number 2. We're going to add something. Now, it's not going to be a full-blown, you know, whoop-de-doodle of a signature, but it is going to be something that would be like a little surprise, here I am type thing. And so I thought it would just be fun to make with you and show you that you can add something into your journal that maybe, you know, makes your journal kind of fun and, you know, a little different. So what I did was I took just an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. You do not have to use cardstock, and it does not have to be printed because, as you can tell, I covered the white pieces with book page from our book. Now, the back is printed, but you could cover both sides with book page if you wanted. I didn't have to because the other side of mine is printed, but I did ended up, oh no, I didn't. Okay. So you could cover both sides of yours with book page if you wanted. So, you know, that is an option if you don't have printed cardstock. Cover both sides of yours with book page. And normally, mine would be one full sheet, but I made an error. That's why it's 2. Because it ended up cutting it in half. So I want my little flip out, or my multi-fold, to be a 4 by 8. Well, then I decided after I cut that, no I don't. I want it to be 4 inches tall, but I want it to go flippity, floppity, flippity, uppity, uppity down and have all kinds of things. So that was when I cut the second piece. So what we're going to do then is we're going to add all kinds of things to it and make it all kinds of fun. So I covered the inside with book pages from the book. And then I got my brain to working. So this piece is going to go here. And it's going to flip down like this. This piece is going to go here as an extra page. It's going to go out. But this is going to wrap around this page before we ever do anything with it. And this is going to attach to it. So this is going to be the first thing we do. Okay? So we need to make sure, first of all, that this closes. Okay? So we're going to start building. So we need to make sure that our center panel, anything you put on that center panel, everything closes. So this is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with the center. Now, I'm going to use my art glitter glue throughout this whole thing. Just because it's just what I have on my desk. And you can use whatever you choose to use on yours. Okay. So I have a little hidden spine on this now. And I'm just going to let it sit for a minute to dry. I'm not going to do anything else with it, but I made sure that when I put it in, that I still closed. So it's not over in my center. And as soon as it dries, I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to round my corners, but I've got to let it dry first. Now I could have inked it and done all that whoop-de-doody before, you know, I did anything else, but I didn't. So this piece is going to flip up. So I have another piece for it. Oh, that's not it. Must be this one. Okay. Now, I'm putting the folds always at the top. So I'm lining this up at the top. And my paper that I've folded is just scrap paper from when we cut our pages. And they're only about, I don't know, maybe an inch and a half wide. Just whatever my scraps were. It's just a piece of this. That's all it is. And then I'm going to line this up. Well, line it up here at the top. And I'm also going to let this piece dry. Okay. So that's going to sit like that. And then this piece is going to drop down. And the reason I'm having this piece drop down is I want to be able to see that. So let's make sure that this piece is long enough. Oh, it's actually a little bit too long. So we can trim it. So let's go on and put this piece on. So how have you guys been? I hope you've been doing well. I got to play with my grandson this morning. I have to tell you, though, there is nothing better. Uh-oh. Wait. Don't glue. Phew. There's nothing better than walking into a restaurant. We had lunch together. Let's see. Down. Wait. Down. So it goes over here. I had it on the wrong side. There's nothing than walking into a restaurant together, then seeing his little face just light up and hear him say, "Grandma!" Or he tries to say Nana, but it doesn't come out too well. So it ends up sounding like Grandma. And I had just seen him. We walked out the same door together. Okay, this one I'm going to go on and round. And a great big smile on his face. And the reason we didn't ride together was he was going home to take his nap. So I'm going to go on and do this one. But to see that great big smile and those big old eyes light up when I had just seen him, oh my gosh, it just melted my heart. Okay, now let's make sure I did this right. I want this kind of in the middle. Even though I rounded that corner. You know what? I'm going to round the other corner. I'm just going to be a rebel. I am a rebel today. I'm going to put this right here. Now, let's make sure I did it right. Haha, I did. Hot dog. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to let this one dry before I do anything else. Now, this one should be dry, this middle one. Or at least dry enough that, you know, I can do what I want to do. Let's see. Yeah. Whoops. It came through a little bit. So I'm going to open it up here. And you know what? I'm going and I'm just going to take the, I'm just going to nip the corners on this like that. And go around the edges of it. Okay. Yes, that's what I want. Now, I've already gone around the book page. I did that before I did anything else. Now, you do have to be careful here because this is still wet. So you do need to be careful. And I'm just going to nip the corners of this one. I'm just using the little tiny piece, the little bitty one, that little tiny one there. See, and this one's still wet too, so I have to be careful. And the reason I'm doing it now is because in a minute, I'm going to glue this side down here, and it's going to make it harder to get to everything if I don't do it now. Now, this page is going to sit like this, so it's going to look like that. So any other decorating that I want to do to this page, I can probably do now. Cooperate with me. And now remember, it's going to open, so I can do pockets underneath here. I actually have one pocket cut. And this pocket's going to go here, and it's actually going to flip this way to reveal this pocket. So that one goes there. But I'm going to let this dry a little bit more before I do anything underneath there. Now this one, I want to put a little bit of lace at the bottom of it. And I pulled out, I think it's this one. Is this the little one I wanted? There are so many of them in here. I think this is the little one. This might not be the little bitty one. Let me make sure this is the small. Oh, no, it isn't. Here's the smaller one. I want the smaller one on here, right there. Maybe it is. Okay, I want this smaller one across the bottom here. And I kind of want it to stick out a little bit. So I'm just kind of letting it stick out a little bit. And this is the same lace I've been using in the book. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to let it sit still. Now on this one here, I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to go on and put these little pockets in that I want in. Oh, that's too small. I thought I already had it cut, but I guess I don't. For this one, I'm just going to take a piece of this. I'm going to show you how I do them. Okay, I think this is, yeah, it's just 1 inch wide. And you just cut it to the length of your piece. So I just need a piece that's the length of what my little pocket's going to be. And then you fold it in half. Now, you can also have it the same paper if you want. It doesn't have to be different. It can be the same. It can also be fabric. It can be It can be washi tape. It can be anything you want it to be. Now, I want this right against here. Now, you can't have it in the fold, but you can have it really close to the fold. Otherwise, it'll interfere with it folding closed. Now, this one, I'm also going to nip the edges. And I'm going to go on and do this. And I'm laying this down. Just like that. Now this little pocket, I want to sit right here. And it's just a plain, simple, everyday, just your everyday pocket. And I'm being very gentle-handed on my glue here because it's such a small pocket. But I'm putting it underneath this little thing. Oh darn, I forgot to ink it. Oh well. Now, part of it is sticking out, and that's fine. There we go. Now, for over here, I want to put... now where did my stamp? Here they are. I want to put a little stamp over here. There's a little stamp up in the corner. Here we go. And I want to put a little stamp over here. I think that one's too big. I can maybe trim it down. I was hoping that one would fit. Maybe I can just trim it down. I think it's got too much paper on it. All right, so let's fold that in. I'm going to fold that in half. And I want to put that right there. Now again, you could use washi tape if you're a washi tape girl. You can use washi. You can use fabric. You can use a button. You can use whatever you choose. You don't even have to put a little tab if you don't want to. But I just wanted to bring this color over here. And I'm trying really hard not to pull this up because it's still a little wet. Okay. Now I also have to be careful that it doesn't get into my fold. Now, this one, if you'll remember, flips down. Remember, I wanted it to flip down so we could see the butterflies. Now, up here, I wanted to have a bigger pocket. And there it is. I want to put this rose up here. See how big we can go. Ah, there we go. See if we can scoot it over a little bit. And I want to tuck it. I want to be able to tuck it. And again, I'm going to nip the corners. Okay, now this one, no, I just want this one. Oops. And I want it to be a tuck. Now, you can layer these. You can layer your pockets. This is just, it's a very simple version. Let's see. I don't want to do this. And once everything's dry, and I get it sewed in, Most likely I'll come back and add more to it. I'll fill the pockets at some point. I might even add some paper. But I want to be able to show you, I'll show you this and a few other things. Just give you the idea so you can just, you know, take off on it. Okay, so now this is going to go like this and like this. And then our lace is going to stick out. Now you can even decorate the front more if you want. Now, how am I going to get this in the book and not go through the spine? Well, one of the ways I'm going to do that is with these fabric strips. I cut 2 fabric strips and I'm going to fold this back up and I'm going to use them out here like this. And I'm going to put them, now this is the part I don't know if it's going to work. I want to take these and they're too big, but that's what we're going to use. So let's get some stuff moved around here so I can get to my sewing kit. Let me grab my sewing kit. Whoops, I bumped you, I'm sorry. Let me grab my sewing kit. Okay, here. So I want to sew these onto here. And like I said, I think they're too long for what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to take and glue these into here, but underneath these signatures. But I do believe they're too long to do that. So we're going to take this. Now, you could do this with a smaller needle. You could do this just with embroidery thread if you wanted. I'm just going to do it with white thread. I need my other needles, though. Where are they? These are my great big ones, I think. Ooh, those are the great big ones. There it is. Okay. So, I'm going to pause the video for just a minute while I sew this on. Now, let me show you what I mean. I'm taking some, this is just wax thread, and I've just got it in my needle. And I'm just going to put it through this spine, and I'm just going to sew this on. I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm just going to sew this on, okay? And I'm just going to take a couple of stitches through it. Now, you could even use your sewing machine. And I could use my sewing machine, but that would mean it would take me forever to get this cleaned off. And I haven't glued that one on yet. For those of you saying, what about the other page? I haven't glued it on yet. So I'm just going to take it right through here. And I haven't tied a knot. I know, I haven't tied a knot. Oops. And I can't see it very well either. There we go. Okay, so this is all I'm doing. Oops. I think I just got it all twisted up here. I think I just twisted it up. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to finish what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to do the other piece of fabric. And then I will be right back. Okay, sewed in. Now let's get our page glued down. Okay, now my plan is to put glue on these and I space them to go through the sewing up here and down here. And I kept out, here it is, I kept out my tool to help me. And I'm thinking it might be a little too sharp. So I also have this to help me poke it under. So it's going to sit right here like that. So now the glue will also go here as well as on some of these. But like I said, I think these are too long because I don't want them sticking out over here. So I'm going to make these a little bit shorter. But I want to make sure that they, you know, they kind of helped hold it in place. Okay. So we're going to start with one side, tuck it under, and then we're going to do the other side. So let's see how my plan works. Let's see. So I think I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. Made that sound easy, didn't I? So I'm going to just put some art glitter glue on it. And I don't know. Honestly, you guys, I don't know if this is going to work. I should probably just have done one at a time, huh? Because now I'm going to have glue everywhere. Oh no. You know what? It's probably just going to be better just to go like this because I have those down so tight that they won't go underneath it. So I am just going to glue them here. And here. So I'm going to have to hold this up right. Well, I am disappointed I was not able to, because this is so tightly sewn. Gosh, that's the tightest I think I've ever sewn a signature in. All right, so let's just hold on to this for a minute while this glue dries. Let's sit this down here. All right, so I'm going to pause this video and I will be right back when this dries. So hold on a minute. Okay, I found a fix. I am not patient with something that does not work. I found a fix. I had some wide washi tape. So I put the washi tape on this side all the way down. So there it is. And then on this side, I made sure that it covered over here. Oh, I like that. So now here's this. I'm still very disappointed. And then for my closure here, going to grab a paper clip for now, so it's not flipping and flopping around. And I love my lace poking out. So I have something a little extra poking out. So now I can show you some of the other things I wanted to show you. Okay, so back here, now where is it? It fell out. Oh darn, where did it go? Oh, here they are. I found, remember that blue paper that I told you, that I showed you? Darn it. That I said really didn't go with the page we were working on. Well, I found a way to make it work. So there's the blue paper, and there was the other side of it. Right there. See? So I thought we would, see? There it is. So I thought what we would do is we'd make a few more little flippy-doos. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I think, how did I have these? I think I had them this way. But I put them next to this page because the lemons and the lemons. So this one is a pocket here. Wait, maybe this one went down here. And this one went up here. Yeah, like that. This one goes up here. And then this one was down here. And then I had this one on top of it to keep that one from falling open. And then there was another page that I had. That I made this envelope for. Okay, so we're on number 2. It was going to go in number 3. Was it? I think it was right here on this book page. Okay, so I just had a plain brown envelope. I'll show you. It looks like this. Okay, it's just a plain brown craft envelope. And actually, I had 2 of them. And they've just been bipping and bopping around my desk, and I thought, I need something to do with it. So then I found this little piece of paper. So I covered the envelope with the paper, and the back with another piece of scrap paper that we had already used. And I left the inside plain. And now I want to kind of do a little bit of inking on it here. And as you can see, I left the edge because I want to put some lace on this. So I really didn't mind that I didn't cut it very well. I can't wait for my new cutter to get here. I'm so excited. And then I had a a little heart doily just sitting in my stash. So I thought, surely I can find something to do. So I thought, okay, we'll wrap this around like this, around this page. And come on, get up there. And I want to use it as a little tuck here and a little tuck there. So just where that little girl is on the tip, like that, is the only place I'm going to put glue on this side. I'm trying to be really careful. Just like that. I'm just going to hold it in place for a second. And then over here, you have this little lady, and I found some little roses, and these are all just stickers here. And this is one of my Tim Holtz people. And then you open this up, and you can put things in there. Now, darn it, I should have put my lace on there before I glued my little girl down. I wonder if I can take it off real quick. Now it's going to tear my paper. Okay, so let's turn it this way. And I want to put lace on here. So when you close it, it's got lace sticking out the sides. I only want it on the sides. And I want to use the, it's not the real little, it's, here it is. It's this one. It's this one. It's the next size. Or is it this one? They're all starting to look the same. It's this one. And I want it to stick out a little bit. Okay, so I just want it on the side. Right there. Just like that. Okay. And we're going to put it on this side. And on this side. Okay. So now when it closes, I can see the lace sticking out. And it matches the same color as that. Now let's make sure it's the same at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to have to put underneath that, I'm going to have to put this underneath it to keep it from sticking to my paper. So I'll put that under there so that it doesn't stick to the, other page. All right, so we got some stuff done today. So that one was an easy one because I'd already prepped it up. And then the other one that we just quickly did was, I've already lost it. Well, I don't know what I did with it now. And then the one that we worked on most of the day was this one that we put in just as a little surprise here in the middle. Now it's going to take a while to dry, both the book and the insert. So you open it up and this flips up, and I'll go in and I'll add some pockets. This flips open and you've got a little tuck right here. And oops, see, I've already pulled it out. And you've got a little pocket. This flips down. And you've got a little tuck here. So I still need to add the pockets over there. Now, you can also add pockets back here if you want to. And, of course, I'm sure I'm not done playing with this. Just things need to dry right now. There we go. And this back here needs to dry, so I'm going to let it dry. I want to thank you guys for joining me today and having some fun with me and playing in our journal and just, you know, getting into some mischief and learning some things that you sew in your signatures really tight. You can't poke anything between them. But that isn't going to stop me. I can guarantee you. So I want to thank you all for joining me. And I hope you come back and join me again for another adventure in Lori's craft room. Because I'm sure we'll get into some fun. And if you have any questions on, you know, what I did or how I did it or what I didn't do, please feel free to ask me down in the comments. I love it when you guys ask me questions or make comments because I answer every one of them and it just makes my day. So I want to welcome our 2 new subscribers to the channel, and if they have any questions, please feel free to ask or make a comment. I would love to hear from you. So until I see you lovely ladies again in our next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.